While we eagerly await a new Rammstein record, some of the band members of the German industrial metalers have been busy, namely Richard Krusp, who has released his third solo album. It goes under the name of Emigrate. Krusp's first released record under this name in 2007, a self-titled record, before following that up with Silence the Strong in 2014. Now, 4 years later, and A Million Degrees, the new album is out now via Spinefarm Records and Universal Music. Emigrate is made up of Richard Z. Krusp, Rammstein guitarist, guitarist Olsen Involtini, bassist Arnon Grue, live drummer Joe Letts of Combi Christ, and studio drummer Mikko Siren of Apocalyptica. Excuse me if I butchered so many of those names. A Million Degrees can certainly be called an eclectic listen, with a number of different rock and metal styles employed. This should be fairly obvious when you look at the list of guest appearances that are on this album. We've got the likes of Till Lindemann, Rammstein's vocalist, Ghost's vocalist, the Cardinal, Billy Talent's Benjamin Kowalskiewicz, and Margot Bossé. Kicking off with a synth industrial chorus driven War, it's a great start, but almost immediately the album takes an abrupt lurch in a different direction with 1, 2, 3, 4, which features the vocal talents of Benjamin from Billy Talent. It's punk rock that borders on pop rock near the end. It's a track that, for me anyway, kind of left me feeling pretty cold. From War to 1, 2, 3, 4, they are so different, very, very different tracks, something that's consistent throughout the album. Because of that, instantly, you're not really sure what to make of the album. Well, the title track doesn't exactly help things. In fact, it confuses things even more. With a really electronica-heavy arena anthem that, at least, is catchy. No two songs sound the same in this album, which really, I don't think, in the end, works in Emigrate's favour. There's no consistency in style or quality, and it all feels like a bunch of wannabe singles lumped together instead of a coherent album. You know, like they were written specifically because, this can be a single, and that can be a single, and that can be a single, and let's put it on an album and off we go. Look at You Are So Beautiful. It's a pop rock ballad that walks the line between cringe and genius so very finely, and Hide and Seek's Green Day style punk rock beat as two examples of A Million Degrees being all over the place. The guests continue as Rammstein bandmate Till Lindemann joins in for a raucous electronica rock number in Let's Go. The pair's vocal talents work great here. Till and Richard, they play off each other brilliantly here. It's also the case with Ghost Cardinal Copia on I'm Not Afraid. Unsurprisingly, the latter of those two is a super catchy and dance-inducing number. It's one of those tracks where it didn't need Ghost's Cardinal. If he wasn't there, it wouldn't make that much of a difference, but he does enhance it. Then A Million Degrees wraps up with Spitfire and Eyes Fade Away, the former delivering huge arena rock guitars. This is, as live, if you can picture these songs being played live, this is one that will definitely be enjoyed by fans, as will realistically the final track. It's a guaranteed sing-along with a Lighters Out, Held High kind of finale. And that's the thing, there's quality to be heard on A Million Degrees, but there are also a few too many misses, really. So many different styles that fail to mesh well together, meaning kind of like as soon as you're getting into it, it all just sort of abruptly changes, and you're like, oh, now I've got to get used to this style, and before you can get used to that, it changes again. But overall, it's a good album. It's certainly not a bad effort, and like, if you're just waiting for your Rammstein fix, this isn't gonna like really answer that, because they're so very, very different. But you might find elements in it that you're like, okay, cool, this can keep me ticking over a bit. It's out now, Emigrate, A Million Degrees. So give it a shot and let me know what you think.